Look how far we've come, all the things we've done. Did it all with love, beauty from the bottom up. All I want is you, you're my favorite view. But there's nothing more, girl, you make my heart beat.
And we are back.
Welcome back, you beautiful bitches.
Doing some more Friday content. Seems to be what we do a lot lately because we've been so far behind on Friday content.
Yeah.
However, by the time this Friday content airs, I believe it'll be September, which is where the other episodes of the podcast is. So I think we're even now on podcast and Friday episodes.
That's wild.
It's good though. We will be doing emails today just to kind of get ahead on Friday content. It's easier than trying to find topics. It's kind of a cheat thing, I guess, but we are doing the damn thing. So anything you want to get into before we jump in emails?
My nose hurts.
I bet you just got it stabbed 4 times.
Yep. Jeff looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah.
Is this a crazy thing to do?
I mean, 4 piercings in one shot. It's not a fun thing to do
Yeah.
while healing a tattoo.
Yeah, the tattoo's not bothering me much anymore. It's that's really itchy. I want to get in there right now, but
So yesterday while we were live, I talked about possibly going to the Virgin Islands and I looked into that a little bit last night. And to go to St. John where you want to go, we have to take a ferry to get there. And it's like a day trip kind of thing.
okay.
They do have houses and things on that part of the island, but you have to take a boat to get there. So like we would have to stay in St. Thomas and then just kind of ferry over on one of the days that we go. But the Virgin Islands is not cheap.
Okay.
So
Getting there is, but being there is not.
I don't have anything really to talk about other than that because that was the most, recent conversation that we had together about travel. Bali sold another trip last night. The trip has not even went live officially and we're already confirmed and going.
Yep.
There's 9 spots have been sold out of, I think, 22 or 20. So it's almost halfway sold out and we haven't it's not even launched yet. The only people that have access to that currently is Discord. By the time this airs, it'll be live because it goes live in
The 30th.
the 30th. What is today? The 18th?
12
So
days.
12 days. Yeah.
Oh no, I have to sneeze.
Ash said that you gave her the courage the confidence to go back to her natural hair color. She started the process today.
Oh, I love that. Congratulations.
Well, I'm ready to do emails whenever you're ready to do emails, Hotness.
So yesterday we recorded a whole Friday episode on a thank you email.
Yep.
Do we just want to jump into a problem solving email?
I think so.
This is a pretty short email. It's 1 page.
That's very
So
short.
we may jump into another one after this. Welcoming new ones into the relationship. And this is from a gentleman.
Okay.
Hey y'all, I've been listening to the podcast for just under a year, and all the advice you two have given has immensely improved my wife and I's relationship. Mainly learning how to communicate, and that when she is upset with something I did and she tells me, it's not an attack against me. I, lack for a better term, played the victim before learning that not everything is about me. I come from a not so good upbringing. I think that's what drew me to the podcast. I would watch YouTube shorts of Chris talking about his past and how he grew up, and I resonated so much with what you had to say. I was terrible at relationships, and I was what y'all would have considered a fuckboy. That is until I met my now wife. After learning to love myself, I could see that wasn't going to be enough to keep her. I had to start putting in all the work. Well, after some therapy and some help from y'all, I think we are in an amazing place now. However, life has thrown a wonderfully amazing curveball into our lives. We are going to have our first child in December.
I knew they were going to say that when they said it was a curveball.
Yeah.
I know there's a baby coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they have the baby already. This was October of last year. This was sent. We are so excited and also stressed with how we are going to navigate this new chapter in our lives. I was wondering, what advice do y'all have when having a new baby coming into this world? What can I do to make sure I'm the best dad that I can be? What are some of y'all's secrets of being parents, but also not forgetting that you two are each other's best friends? How are we supposed to deal with loved ones and boundaries? We have already started to try and set some boundaries, and it has already started drama that we honestly don't have the time or energy for. Thank you guys so much for all that you do.
Would have loved an explanation of what boundaries has been set that's creating drama.
Yeah.
So what are your answers to that message? I wish people would start episode 1 of the podcast and listen all the way through.
Yeah.
I know they won't, I know that personally, I have not listened to everybody's shit. Like I have podcasts that I like and I'll just start listening to, but I don't go back and listen to older episodes unless I'm on the treadmill and I'm caught up. Then I'll go back and listen to an older episode. But
yeah, I would say look into postpartum. Understand now that the family that you guys are creating is the family that you need to be most worried about.
Yep.
So if something is going on in your guys' life and you can't make it to the extended family Christmas party, don't blow up your life about it.
Right. It's okay.
I would hold firm to boundaries, not only about the marriage, but it would be about the family and it would be about the child. So we're not forcing the kid to hug somebody they don't want to hug. If they don't want to give you a kiss, you're not getting a kiss. Your feelings don't matter when it comes to my child not wanting to do something with their body.
Right.
Knowing that one day both of the children are going to be either 18 or at a point in their lives to be able to move out, whichever one comes first. Once they're gone, all we are going to have is each other. And if for the last 18 or 25 years we have been argumentative and passive aggressive and shitty and saying things under our breaths and fuck your feelings, mine are more important, depriving each other of enjoyed hobbies, or every time we go out somewhere it's an argument and there's problems and the time can't be enjoyed, what are we going to do with the next 40 years of our life?
Right.
The kids are going to be gone and now we're going to be sitting in this awkward silence of, do we talk about the last 18 years of how we treated each other? Do we ignore this and just live our life as roommates?
Most people get divorced at that point.
Do we get divorced?
People that stay in a relationship for the sake of the kids that hate each other get divorced as soon as the kids move out.
Yeah.
Like that's going to somehow not fuck the kids up, knowing that you guys hated each other the entire time and now the divorce has happened. So to answer the question from my point, I think that the postpartum depression conversation needs to happen. Both people need to understand what that looks like. There needs to be an understanding that both parties are going to be tired. Both parties aren't going to want to get up every fucking night to deal with a child screaming in the middle of the night for feedings and all of that shit. You're going to have to rotate and take turns. And you're going to have to honor that. And then the attention has to be placed on as a couple. Like you need to pay attention to each other. You need to make sure that you're doing for each other and making sure each other's cup is filled and making sure that like at the end of the day, you guys are still a functioning, happy relationship. Because it's not all about the kid anymore.
Right.
People get to the point where like they have the baby and they think, okay, now all the focus has to be on the child. The focus still needs to be on the two of you as a couple. The child is a by-proxy thing of your love, and you need to remember that.
Yes.
So
I don't have anything else.
I don't either.
Okay.
It's very hard for me to want to answer the same question all the time.
Yeah.
And I have to constantly remind myself that there are people who have not heard these answers and that are just looking for help, and they are just people looking for help. But I view this as the people who don't use the search button in a forum and go in and ask the same question that's been asked 1,000 times, because it's easier to just ask it again than it is to do the research a little bit. I don't know.
I get that. You want to do another email?
Yeah.
Just joined Patreon, falling apart. This one is also from a gentleman.
2 emails from a guy, huh?
Yes. Hello, Chris and Peach. I've been listening to your podcast and I love it. I am a married 40-year-old with 2 kids and one on the way. My wife and I have been together for 11 years, married for 7. I wouldn't say happily married, but married more like roommates. The little boy is soon to be 4 and a girl that just turned 2. So a little backstory about myself. I have been married before and had a child with someone I met after my ex-wife, which has caused an issue in my marriage now. Issues with not giving my wife the time she wanted, bending over to help my ex with my oldest, or just being kind when I shouldn't have been.
So there's jealousy.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, guys, if you are wanting to date somebody that has children and you can't get over the fact that they have a past, don't date somebody who has children.
Yeah. Or can't handle the fact that there will be continued communication.
Right. And sometimes it's going to be ugly and sometimes it's really fucking hard. It's hard for me. There are times that I want to get involved and just fucking, go hard on the whole conversation. And I have to step back and let things play out the way that they play out. I don't get mad at you for that. even when you were being civil or trying to help, I don't get mad about it. Like there's still children involved and like you have to be civil with the co-parent in order to make life easier. If you're constantly at odds, you're making your life harder than it needs to be.
Yeah. I have lost my daughter because of me moving closer to my wife's family, which is 2 hours away, and my daughter is an all-star soccer player, and that takes all of her time.
Okay. That's not a fair statement, but
I agree.
why do you agree?
Because you haven't lost your daughter. When I think I lost my daughter, I think there was a tragic accident. I don't think you made the decision to move 2 hours away.
I think that making the decision to move 2 hours away, knowing that your kid is very heavily active in sports and doing the things that they're doing, you didn't lose your daughter. You made a choice to move 2 hours away.
Yeah.
There's a choice that was made there. It's not a loss. It's not like that she's keeping you from your kid.
Right.
You made a choice to move that far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that statement perpetuates the victim mindset that
Absolutely.
could be taking place.
Absolutely does. It allows the blame to be shifted from my decision to it's out of my control. While you take your shoes off, the Diesel Queen said, how do I know the difference between my partner being civil and crossing lines? Being civil is being polite. Crossing lines is flirting. Being civil is trying to make sure that your kid is able to get to and from school. Crossing lines is showing up over there to have dinner with the other family just to do it.
I think crossing lines is also feeding into their emotional energy grab. So if there is a man who has an ex and she's the mother of his child and she's reaching out every Friday night, nobody loves me, I'm unattractive, I'm a single mom.
Yeah, that's not being civil.
And he's feeding her reassurance and all these other kinds of things. I think that's also inappropriate.
Well, yeah, that's not being civil. Being civil is about making sure that your kid is taken care of. That has nothing to do with the child. I don't need to know about your woes. We're not together anymore. Mm-hmm. Your problems, unless it directly involves the children, is none of my fucking concern. I don't care.
Yeah.
They said, so hanging out at her house and emotionally supporting her is crossing lines. The hanging out at the house, I think, is.
I agree.
The emotional support, it depends. My dad just died. You support that. My new boyfriend just broke up with me. Not my problem.
Yeah.
So context matters, right? Yeah.
I feel that I shouldn't be the one who holds her back from chasing after her dreams because I want to see her. I call and Marco Polo her and FaceTime when she can. When she was with me, she had to choose between me and her mother and her friends. I could see pain in her eyes when she had to choose between making me happy or her mother. So decided to stop pushing her to come so she could stay at her mom's schedule.
So why aren't you going to soccer games?
Right.
Or whatever the sport was?
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour drive.
Showing up for practice.
You can still go.
Yeah.
It may be an inconvenience to go every single game, but you could go 2 games out of the month.
Mm-hmm. Continuing, I feel like a failure as a father.
I wonder if that's because he believes he knows he could be doing more than he's doing.
Yeah. So I think, okay, so he said, I could see pain in her eyes when she had to choose between making me happy or her mother. So I decided to stop pushing her to come so she could just stay on her mom's schedule. Why isn't it about what makes her happy? Right? I get that there may be a vindictiveness happening there on either parent end or both parents' end. And it makes the child feels like there's pressure and their happiness lies on my shoulders, right? I get that situation and not wanting to perpetuate that anymore. I wouldn't stop asking her to come over. They're like, do you want to come over? We're doing this next Saturday. Do you want to come with us? I think if you were to stop that communication period, it could start to sow doubts of I'm unloved. My father doesn't want me. My mom already behaves this way and he's abandoned me.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be. I would continue to offer her to come over because what if that's the one reprieve, even if it makes her mom upset?
Yeah, mom needs to get over herself.
Yeah.
What's wrong with just letting kids be kids?
Selfishness.
Hurt.
Yeah.
Hurt people.
Yes. My wife doesn't feel like I did anything wrong. My daughter would go home and her mother would ask or pry about what happened at dad's house. When my daughter was younger, my wife has been apart or around my daughter when she was just over a year old. She would get distracted playing and have accidents in her pants. Once my wife asked her and my daughter said no and looked in her pants, which caused a problem with my ex when my daughter told her about it. When my ex called and told me about it, I didn't know what happened, and I took my wife's side and said she did nothing wrong, which caused an issue at home with my wife because I didn't do enough.
Wait, he just said my wife twice.
Child would get distracted playing, have accidents in her pants. Once my wife asked her, and my daughter said no, I'm assuming he meant that the wife asked, did you have an accident?
Right.
And the daughter said no, but then looked at her pants, which caused a problem. Oh, she looked in her pants. Their wife looked in the child's pants to see if she peed, which caused a problem with my ex when my daughter told her about it. When my ex called and told me about it, I didn't know what happened, but I took my wife's side and said she did nothing wrong, which caused an issue at home with my wife because I didn't do enough.
So there's either a typo there or I'm not smart enough to understand what happened.
The wife felt like...
The ex-wife, the way he worded it is the ex-wife got mad that the current wife looked in the pants to see if there was something wrong. Mm-hmm. He then defended his current wife and then got in trouble by his current wife when he got home because he didn't do enough.
Yes.
He defended her.
Right.
So where would you get in trouble in that? Mm. How is there anything, if you did something and I took your side, what fucking more do you want me to do?
There's probably insecurity in the new wife about how she expects this massive reaction and defending my honor to show that the ex-wife really is in the past. If
I took your side,
right,
there's nothing more that needs to be done.
Right.
Unless she's expecting him to be like, you fucking psycho, see you next Tuesday, blah, 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 blah. She's perfectly fucking fine doing what she's doing and screaming and yelling. But how is that going to be helpful? How is that going to make it so that he's able to continue to see his child? Unless there's a court-ordered custody agreement, which a lot of people don't have, he's at the whim of this woman. So the fact that he took her side, she shouldn't have done that. She shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. There's a couple of things that I want to touch on. The first thing is if constant accidents, depending on the child, right? If constant accidents and my child or children are coming home smelling like urine, I would have a problem with that.
Right.
I don't care if she's getting distracted while she's playing. You are the adult here. Every 30, 45 minutes, you should be checking on the child. Hey, we need to go potty. Even if you don't have to go, you're going to try.
Right.
We need to teach this child how to pause playtime and go potty. And sometimes regressions happen. 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, it hasn't happened yet. But there's periods of regression where we have to stop every hour. Hey, did you go potty? Hey, did you go potty?
Sometimes kids don't make it to the bathroom in time.
Right.
And it's going to happen too.
Mm-hmm. I also have an issue with the wife looking down the pants to see if she peed herself. I think that there are other less invasive ways to see if an accident has happened that does not normalize for the child being looked at in that way.
Well, we don't know if it was poop or pee.
Right. That's a good point.
They could have literally just pulled the back of the pants to see if there was shit
poop,
in there.
Yeah.
It's very different than looking at the front of the body.
Yeah.
So I think that matters too.
I agree with that.
Somebody said, I'm curious as to how old the child was before checking in their, or how long that the woman knew the child. Well, they got together when the child was 1.
Yeah.
So the child was still a little child at that point. So I also don't think that matters.
What do you mean?
Because they were married. She's a stepmom.
Yeah.
That makes her a parent.
Right.
If I thought little man or little miss had shit themselves and I had to physically pull their pants back to look, it doesn't matter if I've known the child for 6 months. We're married. I am now in that role of being a parent. It's my job to make sure that things are taken care of.
Yeah.
It's not abuse.
Right.
Can't believe you shit yourself. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But again, I also think that matters if it's from the front or the back.
I agree with that.
So
I agree with that.
This new mom and original mom, or however you want to word that, stepmom and ex-wife being at odds puts this dude in a really shitty spot.
Yes, it does.
And this is the issue with co-parenting. Because if you can't co-parent from civility, it's very fucking hard for the other people involved. And that's the goal of the person being shitty.
Yeah.
Because
make it hard.
The harder I can make their life, the better, because fuck them, they hurt me.
Yeah. My wife holds a lot of animosity against my ex because she took me to the cleaners and then I didn't do anything about it to fight back in court. What I was paying in child support was also what I was bringing home, not enough to live off or pay a lawyer to fight it. So now money-wise, things are better, but not great by any means.
They can't do that. That's not how that works. At least it's not how it works in Florida.
Yeah.
When you get taken for child support, you have to do a financial affidavit. And they take all of your money and they put it together. They put your money and their money together and figure out a 55-45 split. But if you only make $20,000 a year, they can't take $20,000 a year from you in child support. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
Because there's no room for you to live at that point. There are people who get extremely fucked in the system when it comes to having kids, multiple kids and things of that nature, but they won't do that. So I wonder how that even came about. How did you get to the point where you're paying every year, your entire paycheck goes to child support? How were you surviving at that point?
Right. So now money-wise, things are not better. I mean, fuck me. Cut that. So now money-wise, things are better, but not great by any means, especially seeing that we have children in daycare because we both have to work. Child support keeps me working, and my wife was going to school to be a nurse. She's been working for 4 years now, and we are out of her parents' house. I feel like I've made...
Child support keeps me working? Not your obligation to provide for your family?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't catch that.
Child support is what keeps you working.
Right.
Okay. So your wife is going to school, and I'm assuming she's got a part-time job as well. If she didn't have, I mean, would you be the stay-at-home at that point to not do the daycare thing? What would that look like? Just curious. I'm not being mean. I'm very curious.
No, it's a good question. Yeah, I didn't catch that phrasing. Continuing. I feel like I made a lot of bad decisions. I thought I was making the right decision by waiting until I got married to have kids. But I feel I got married to someone who doesn't truly love me.
Most important decision you'll ever make in life is who you decide to marry.
Yes. I thought I was making the right decision by waiting until I got married to have kids, but I feel I got married to someone who doesn't truly love me. You mean didn't truly love me? Are you talking about your ex-wife or your current wife?
That's a good question.
If you're talking about your ex-wife, why would she love you right now?
Right. What would that matter?
Right.
Hurt people.
Yeah.
And regardless of the fact that they got divorced, the reason why they got divorced and the hurt that comes along with that, if she's still in love with him, if she is still in love with him, and him being with another woman and breaking the family up is just more reason for her to do nasty shit to him.
Oh, yeah.
People are vindictive. Women are vindictive.
Especially to get what they want. I missed so many red flags and I was blind because of the need to be with someone. I have come to realize I am happy just being alone.
But you're not alone.
Right. I guess he's talking about his current wife now. I've come to realize that I'm happy just being alone. I love my kids, but I don't want to live with someone that doesn't care about me. She never said even little things like, how was your day? Or I'm proud of you. Not even, hey, you need to work on this and that would be great.
This is the ex-wife or the current wife? This is the ex-wife, right?
I feel like this is the current wife. I feel like I married a girl, not a woman.
I'm confused.
I'm confused too. I don't know if this is... I'm going to go with this being the current wife, and this is the current wife.
I'm going to go with stop getting married, if that's the case.
Yeah. You saying that you paying your child support keeps you working, in my mind, says a lot about you. And if she is frustrated with behaviors, with the multiple perspective and scenarios that I am making up in my mind, I can see why she would be.
I know that words of affirmation isn't like a normal thing for some people, right? It's some people have never heard I'm proud of you or have never got that validation from somebody truly seeing their effort. But when I hear somebody say, my wife never said that she's proud of me, my knee-jerk reaction to that is, well, what are you doing as a husband to make her proud of you?
Yeah.
Because, you should be striving to be more than you currently are. And if your person doesn't see your efforts and you have conversations about it, like, hey, I'm really fucking trying right now and I'm proud of me. And they're like, great. It's a very different conversation than if you say some shit like that and like, well, I'm proud of you too.
Yeah.
And then you can say, well, it would be nice to hear that every once in a while. Like, I feel like I'm fucking drowning and I would just like a little bit of support. Doesn't even have to be physical support, just emotional. Tell me that you fucking see my efforts. Maybe that would do something, to make me feel better about what's going on in my life. I guess maybe that's just because of where we are. Like, we tell each other all the time, like, hey, when we were sick and you did the dishes, you didn't have to do those dishes.
Yeah.
Those fuckers could have sat there for 4 days. We were both fucking, we were sick.
Yeah.
But I recognized that you did it. And I was grateful. And I said, thank you. Like, I see that you did that even though you were sick. Those moments matter because it lets your partner know that you fucking see their efforts. But because of where we are, I couldn't imagine living in a world where we take everything each other does for granted. You don't have to do any of this shit.
No.
I mean, in reality, like, if I didn't do the things that I had to do, our life would fall apart in terms of business and finances, but I don't have to do any of this shit.
That's true.
I could let it all go. I could destroy my credit, could give the cars back, could fucking barely pay the mortgage, like, stop doing all of it. It's a choice. I want to provide the best life for you. You want to provide a clean house. You want to provide an easy, peaceful existence for your husband. And we're working in tandem to make that a thing. I can't imagine being in a relationship and not having that polarity where you're pulling and pushing against each other to make each other grow and evolve and do. I wouldn't want to live like that. I really wouldn't want to live like that.
Me either. So this is the current wife.
Okay, so knowing that it's the current wife, why not tell her what I just said?
Yeah.
I'm fucking drowning. And a little bit of recognition that you at least see my efforts would go a long way. And then if you're met along the lines, well, I shouldn't have to tell you you're doing a good job. This is life. You're an adult. Do your life. That's a shitty fucking statement. Like, okay, I see you. You don't fucking care about me then at this point.
She wants to be treated like a queen, but doesn't want to treat her man as a king, but as a slave. Sometimes I feel like I am a victim in a victim mindset and looking for sympathy. I just don't know. I've been taking care of myself and lost just over 60 pounds in the last year.
Good. But wait a minute. Can we go back to the king and queen statement? So king is a birthright.
Right.
There are kings who don't have queens. They're still kings. If you want to be a king, you live as a king. You don't need a woman's validation to have that standard of who you are as a person.
Right.
And if you need that, then you're not a king. Does that make sense?
Yeah. A queen can't be a queen without being married to a king.
Right. With that analogy, that's correct.
I mean, minus Queen Elizabeth.
Right. But that's what, one out of 100,000 queens over the course of existence.
It was more
millions
common
of queens. Right.
to have to marry a king to hold that title versus.
Right. Princesses would have to be married to become a queen.
Yeah.
Otherwise they would remain a princess. So that's far more common. You don't need a queen to hold yourself like a king. And a woman doesn't need a man to hold herself as a lady, as a queen or a princess or whatever you want to call it, using that analogy. Who you are is who you are. I hate that king and queen phrase.
Yeah.
We use the king and queen chess pieces because of the game of chess, not because of royalty. There's no equality between a king and a queen. There's a dictatorship. I can do whatever the fuck I want as the king. I can have concubines. I can treat you like shit. I can behead you just because it's easier than getting a divorce. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I am the sole seat of power.
Right.
On a chessboard, the queen is the most powerful piece. The king has to be protected. The king is trying to maintain the kingdom, and the queen is making moves, making it happen. It is about teamwork. It is an effort. So when I hear people using the king and queen phrase, it bothers the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But especially in that, if you want to be viewed as a king, then you need to conduct yourself as such.
I agree. I don't know if that is causing an issue, but I am getting better and she is not. I may be overthinking and just need to see what is. I might be overthinking and just need to see what is. And I was that way before. And she is not going to get better or give me what I need.
I guess I must have lost something because the last thing you read before I paused you was that he lost 60 pounds.
Right. I don't know if that's causing an issue.
The fact that he lost weight?
Right. That I am getting better and she is not. I might be overthinking and just need to see what is. And I was that way before, and she is not going to get better or give me what I need.
That doesn't make sense to me. What do you need? Do you need her to lose weight?
Right. Give you more verbal affirmation?
Yeah, I don't know. This email doesn't read right to me.
Continuing.
Yeah.
I was very honest on our first date and asked a lot of questions about her past relationships, her longest relationship, why it didn't work out, and what she wants in the future. I asked how many partners she had, which did matter to me. Looking back, I think I shouldn't have asked because it caused a lot of problems because she lied to me about it. Then, after we were together for a while, I asked again and she said she didn't really know. I asked why she lied to me. She said because I wouldn't be with her if she had told me the truth, which is the truth I wouldn't have been.
So you married a liar.
Right.
I'm curious as to see. So when we tell people to ask about previous relationships, it's not because you want to know about the previous relationships. It's because you want to know if they can take accountability.
Right.
If I ask you about your previous marriage and you tell me all the things that he did wrong and you don't tell me anything that you learned and how you evolved and overcame and what you did wrong, I don't want to have the conversation to go any further than that. Like you're not somebody that's going to ever evolve and grow because everyone else is the problem. I also want to go back to the king and queen thing real quick. For everybody that's listening to this email, that statement was not just towards the emailer. That statement that I made about, what are you doing to be recognized as a king? That's for every man listening to this podcast. Mm-hmm. You have a standard that you're supposed to live your life to. Period.
Yeah.
You want to be a fucking leader of your house and you want to be somebody that your woman respects, then you need to be somebody that's fucking capable of being respected. Mm-hmm. You need to do the things that your woman will look at you with admiration and be like, damn, I got a good man. Because if your woman doesn't look at you that way and doesn't say, damn, I got a good man, it's because you ain't shit. And that's not to the email, it's all of you.
Right.
Step your fucking game up.
PSA.
Be somebody that walks into the room that everybody knows is that motherfucker. Has compassion, has empathy, but can fucking burn the world down for his people if necessary. Is willing to do the hard work. Isn't going to miss work because he doesn't feel good. Isn't going to fucking cry because he hurts. Like, we have a standard that we're supposed to set for our family. Mm-hmm. And your job is to lead your family. And if you're not capable of leading, you're not that motherfucker. Like, you're the jester at that point. You're not the king.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you when you leave for work and she's in her group chat with her homegirls, you're the fucking joke. I'm annoyed. This email's annoyed me. I hate that I'm annoyed.
Yeah. I thought I would be over it, but it's not the past. It's about the lying. I feel like if you're comfortable with your choice, then why lie? I did cheat on her before we got married and she chose to stay. I didn't ask her to stay. Why did I cheat? I was working a lot, one full-time job and one part-time job. And she was living with me and not doing anything besides taking care of the apartment.
So you're making excuses for your action now. Because that's a bullshit statement.
Yeah.
Also, on the body count thing, there are a lot of women out there who had promiscuous past and aren't proud of that shit.
Right.
That's a touchy conversation for a lot of people, especially women who had been in abusive situations or homeless.
Yeah.
Right? That body count is not always a by choice body count.
This finishes with, so I found someone that gave me attention. I never thought I could cheat, and some of it was that this is something I could do.
I would have preferred I wasn't getting attention and I wanted attention met, so I found somebody to give me attention.
Yeah, the way that was worded very much sounded like skirting accountability for the fact that he chose to cheat instead of just leaving a relationship that wasn't filling his needs.
Yeah, because all she did was clean the house. We were roommates.
Yeah. So I found someone who gave me attention.
Right. That's the difference in verbiage. Mm-hmm. I wasn't getting my attention my needs met with attention, so I found somebody to fill the attention. There's accountability. That's nothing to do with her. You're not throwing shade or blame. I did this because of the way that I felt, and that was my decision.
Yeah.
So when we were talking a minute ago about the initial dates and asking about exes and past situations, there's the opportunity for exactly that. If that relationship would have ended right then and there with him and her because he cheated and he was meeting somebody else and they were like, well, what happened in your last relationship? And he was to leave that out and just say, well, we were in the roommate phase. She didn't give me attention. I was miserable, so things didn't work. There's an omission, which makes you a liar. But you could say, I fucked up in my last relationship because my needs weren't being met. And instead of going to my partner and talking to her about what I needed for my needs to be met, I got attention from somebody else and I cheated.
Yeah.
And hindsight 2020, I fucking regret that decision. I should have left when it happened, before it happened, blah, blah, blah. I realized I was miserable. I should have just left then, da, 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 da. Those are those conversations that show growth and that you are able to take accountability for your actions in the moment. I realized that my actions were not becoming of me. And I absolutely regret doing what I did. And next time I won't put myself in that position, because when I realize I'm not happy, I'm going to speak up because I matter. Way, way better of a conversation.
Yeah, it is.
And you might lose that person because that person might go, well, you cheated on somebody else. You might cheat on me. Or they might go, damn, this motherfucker is emotionally intelligent. Like he's taking accountabilities for his actions. He's obviously not a little boy anymore. Right. And if they can't see that, then they're not the right person for you anyways.
Yeah.
The Sky High 21. Yes, this will be posted after we're done. I will, everything that we do, I need to really fix this audio. Everything that we do on here, will get posted raw for you guys after the fact. And then, am I peeking? No. Okay, good. And then the edited version will go up later.
All right, this is another one pager.
Okie dokie. We might have to do two then, because we got to make up for about 30 minutes of record time.
Struggles with how fiance's family talks to him.
Ooh. Before we even get into this, struggles with the way that fiance's family talks to him. This says that I hold my fiance in higher regards than he holds himself.
Yes.
That's how I view that. We're going to get married, and this person that I view as the most amazing person in the world has a family who degrades and talks shit to him, and he tolerates it because he doesn't believe that he's worth his salt. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah. Hi. So first off, love the podcast.
Crazy. Me too.
So I've been with my fiance for a year now, and we plan on getting married next year. Over the past year, I have listened to how horrible his family talks to him and constantly put him down. I want to say something. I want to step in and defend him, but by his request, he has asked me to not and to let him handle it.
Does he handle it though?
That is a good question. If he doesn't handle it himself, does that give her permission, even though he has explicitly said not to do that, to go ahead and step in?
The catch-22. There's not a win in that situation, right?
Yeah.
Because he's asked you not to step in for whatever reason, right? Okay, so if that was us, let's hypothetical a couple things first so that we have context.
Okay.
If we're living on our own and we make enough money that we don't need shit from anyone and we are completely independent with the two of us, there's not a need for a family member financially, babysitting, vehicles. Like there's not I have to keep the peace to make my life work.
Right.
And somebody was talking shit to me and I was like, let me handle it. And I didn't handle it. Eventually I would expect you to say something, even though it would create rifts between you and I. And I say that because if the roles were reversed, the first couple of times you were disrespected, I would honor your wishes, but eventually I would not honor that shit.
Right.
Eventually I'd be like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Yeah.
Right. Because you're mine. And I'm not going to allow that. We have a situation in our life that I have no choice but to sit back and allow life to play out the way life plays out. And if there was even a minor change in our circumstances, I would step in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah.
So there is a reason for things for the other person to sit back and not say shit. There's also, he needs to deal with his family. But there also needs to be a layer of you need to be respected. And I see you for who you are and what you're worth, and you don't deserve that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. At some point, I would step in too. Being his fiance and soon wife, I respect that. I have respected that boundary, but when is it appropriate for me to step in and say, hey, I know he's your son, but he's my husband and you're not going to talk to him like that?
Well, that would be when you're actually his wife.
Yes. For context, he planned a weekend for my birthday with his family. Mom, dad, brother, sister-in-law, and their kids.
Okay. Why? Why would you do that?
Plan a birthday weekend for her with
For
his
her
family.
with his family.
Yeah.
I hear birthday weekend, we're going to Vegas.
Right.
We're going to go hiking in the Appalachians. We're going to go to Georgia and go to Jekyll Beach. It's your birthday. Why the fuck is my family coming?
Right.
You're not with my family. You're with me. Now, if your sister wanted to go or your cousin, that would be your family. I could understand that because it's your birthday. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. It just seems really weird to me that he invited his family to her birthday weekend.
Yeah, I agree. If that was something that wasn't discussed and you're like, surprise, I'd cancel the whole thing. I hope you can get a refund.
Even if it was discussed, why are you bringing your family to my birthday?
Yeah.
That's not my birthday celebration anymore. It's a family event. Right. You've just removed the excitement of it being my birthday by including all of these other people.
Continuing.
Would that make you feel special?
No.
Right? And isn't that the whole point of planning a birthday weekend?
Right.
Okay. Again, this isn't just for the emailer. This is for all of you listening. It's not hard to make your woman feel wanted and appreciated. It's really fucking not. You pay attention, give words of affirmation, buy chocolate, and touch her butt every once in a while in a good manner. Yeah. Make her come in the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
It's not hard.
You just said it.
It's not hard though. Right? Like, stop with the selfish bullshit for 5 fucking seconds and just give something of yourself to your person. That's how you keep the intimacy alive. The kitchen table's not just for dinner. Right? Like, I don't understand why you want to involve everyone else in your marriage or your soon-to-be marriage.
Right.
Last night when you were like, I was like, let's go to the Virgin Islands. You want to take the kids? Nope, I don't. I want us to have some time in the Virgin Islands. I want to bend you over in front of the fucking ocean. Like, let's go. This is our relationship. I don't understand how that's such a hard concept for people.
Oh, I don't know.
Today's going to be an episode of fucking clips of me bitching.
Yeah.
And this episode is going to make me look like a fucking asshole when it airs. And I apologize, guys. I'm not an asshole. I just want you to see what you're doing wrong in your life. It's not hard to make changes. You just have to be aware that you're not doing what you need to be doing.
Right. His brother and sister-in-law last minute had a plumber come out to do something on the house that they're remodeling. He said, okay, we can plan it for another weekend. Fiancé's birthday is May 24th, and his brother planned a dinner with his boss. When Fiancé brought this up to his mom, she defended brother and boss by saying, your brother's boss doesn't have a fucking clue who you are.
That's it.
I think that's a progressive way to put that. That sounds argumentative. I agree with that sentiment, though. Yeah. We know it's your birthday, but if this is the only time that his boss has available, he has to do this.
Well, he doesn't have to.
No, he doesn't.
But in reality, how important is it you're a grown man?
Right.
You're not 6 years old. That's life. If your brother has a career and he's trying to
make moves,
sometimes other things are going to have to get put by the wayside. I've missed all kinds of family events in life to make money and to do things to get us to where we are. And I wouldn't change it. I would do it all over again because it got us to here.
Right.
The idea of I'm so important that everyone around me has to give up to be here for my birthday. Your birthday doesn't mean shit. You know what your birthday means? It means your parents fucked. You should be giving your parents gifts for your birthday. Hey, thanks for not pulling out. I'm really glad mom didn't take it in the ass. Here you go, mom. Your birthday doesn't mean shit. It's a reason for you to be selfish and be celebrated. Maybe you should do something worth being celebrated. Be a good husband. Be a good father. Be a good man. Those are great reasons to be celebrated.
Yeah.
I hate holidays.
Yeah.
I really do.
Me too. Continuing, my fiance understands this, but also feels that his brother should have said something to his boss, like, hey, that's my brother's birthday, something might be planned. But mom didn't understand that fiance was trying to say that and started putting him down. Okay, so I want to pause there. I'm not going to pass up something work-wise for a maybe planned thing. So this might be one of those situations. If my boss gets to me first, even though I know it's my brother's birthday and this meeting is about $2.5 million, I'm not missing this meeting. If it's my brother has something planned for his birthday 6 months in advance. And then my boss comes to me 2 weeks prior and says, we have to have this meeting about $2.5 million. Hey, bro, I love you. You're the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. I'm going to have to leave your birthday dinner early, or I'll be showing up late, whatever the case may be.
There's a lot to that. So first of all, as a business owner, if I had an employee that had a previous date, I would just change the day of whatever the meeting is going to be. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
If this is an emergency meeting, that's a different conversation.
Yes.
If the brother wanted to be at the birthday dinner, he could have simply texted his brother and been like, hey, do we have anything planned for your birthday? No, cool. My boss wants to have a meeting for me. Even if it's not about money, it could just be a raise.
Yeah.
It could be a performance review. If it's boss invited me over to his house to watch UFC and it's the brother's birthday is more important than that.
Yes.
So there's context that matters there. This really falls more on the brother and the boss and lack of communication than it does on the mom. But the mom needs to watch her tone and the way that she talks to people.
Yes. I also want to ask, what time is this meeting happening? If you guys are meeting up for a birthday dinner at 7 p.m., what kind of job does his brother have?
Yeah, that's true. I do nighttime meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, obviously I don't anymore because Jeff handles the tattoo shop now, but I would always hire people. I would always do it at nighttime.
Yeah.
Because this is completely irrelevant. It doesn't even matter. I'm not even going to get into all that. As to why it doesn't matter. I've talked about the way that I hired people in the past. So if you guys want to find that, good luck.
Continuing. With respecting his boundaries, I had to step out of the room because I just wanted to say to his mom, how dare you? How dare you talk to my husband like that?
Yeah, her tone was definitely shitty.
Yeah.
Mom could have had a much calmer way to explain what was going on.
Yeah.
Mom is failing as a parent.
Yes.
Real shit. Like even without the negative tone to her voice, the fact that this has not been a conversation that explained life shit before now, she's failed.
Continuing, I guess my question is, how long do I continue to respect that boundary when all I want to do is stand up for my fiance and protect him from that? I would have a conversation with him.
Okay.
And say, look, we are getting married. You're about to be my husband. And there are certain things that I'm not going to tolerate when it comes to my husband. And my husband is a role, right? Any man can get married, but my husband is something that I take very seriously. And with you being my husband, you, along like how I've respected your boundary, you're going to have to respect the fact that I am not going to tolerate you being put down in front of me, especially once we have children.
Right.
So just be aware, if I fly off the handle, it's because I have gotten to a point where I'm not biting my tongue anymore. What's happening is unacceptable. You're dealing with it, however the way you're dealing with it. It is not doing anything to mitigate the disrespect that's happening. And you're going to see Mama Bear.
Being that mom is an aggressively spoken woman, the way that she is, meeting her with aggression wouldn't do anything to change the situation either. So in the email or situation, I think the way that they should handle it is instead of flying off the handle and getting aggressive, I think that she should talk to the mother in that moment and be like, why do you talk to him like that? And not fuck you, be like, I'm genuinely curious why you talk to your grown son that way.
Yeah.
Don't you think that if you would have explained the situation without cursing at him and with a demeaning tone, that he would actually understand things differently and you could make him a better man? You could help him grow and evolve. Don't you see that what you're doing is making you fail as a mother? And do it calm, because it's a huge slap in the face. And that's not the way that woman is used to being talked to.
Right.
Because most people meet aggression with aggression and not
They used
logic.
to fight.
Yep. I don't think that I would let that ride for very long. I think that the first 2 or 3 times that it happened, I would probably stand back and let you deal with it. But eventually I would have to step in, and I would step in with like, don't you see how amazing she is? Do you see what she's done with her life and what she's continuing to do every day? What gives you the right to talk to her that way? Because you brought her into this world, you think that she owes you something? That owe you something shit went out the window when you stopped treating her like a human being and started treating her like a dog.
Yeah.
Angelique said, I agree with Peach. If it was a woman speaking disrespectfully to my husband, I will put myself between him and whoever and just state, I do not speak to my husband like that, and you will not either. And that's a great way to word it. Anna said, what about the reverse? When the partner's family is disrespectful to you, if the partner doesn't stand up for you and refuses to do so, then you should stand up for yourself, but you should give them the opportunity to do so. And that would be a 2 or 3-fold thing, right? Like the first time it happens, if I didn't stand up for you, I would expect you to say something to me after the fact, like, hey, they did blah, blah, blah. And I expected you to step up and you didn't. Why didn't you say anything? That way we could have a conversation about it, because maybe I didn't see the disrespect and you did. There needs to be a benefit of a doubt, and that needs to be a calm conversation so that I can be aware to be vigilant of those things. And then the next time it happens, if I don't speak up, then I can see you getting shitty with me.
Right.
And then the third time I would expect you to stand up for yourself if I didn't. But I definitely think that there needs to be an evolution of the way that that's handled, and not just a fight between you and I because I missed something.
Right.
Yeah. All right, guys, we've got about 15 more minutes to kill. So let's do some Q&A stuff. Do you guys have any questions about what we just read? For those of you who don't know, we record all of these episodes live in front of our Patreon. We are currently got our Discord open on this screen. We got OBS on this screen, and on the other screen, we got other shit going. And like, we're trying to make this a all-inclusive community help. And sometimes we get a lot of really great questions going in the chat, and sometimes we get shenanigans.
Little shenanigans.
Yeah, the shenanigans happened before. They will happen again.
Yes.
The shenanigans before, I'm going to shenanigan. All right, guys, as you know, there was a TikTok scare. We lost the app for a whole 12 hours, and we have no idea what the future of the app looks like. And with that, we are very concerned about the loss of our following. We have amassed almost 3 million followers across that platform with all 4 of our accounts. And we are trying to push people to other social media platforms so that in the event that anything happens on one app, we have multiple other backup plans. If you want to make sure that you're not missing any content, we highly recommend that you check out our Patreon.
On Patreon, we have multiple tiers to choose from. Starting at $10, you begin to receive exclusive content. At $15 a month, you get access to our private Discord server where we've amassed an absolutely amazing community of supportive people. And beyond that, we have other tiers to check out, along with my 2 private women's group, if that's something you may be interested in.
Guys, on our $15 and higher tier, you have access to live recordings. We record all of our content 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week, live in front of our Patreon audience, where they are able to chat with us while we're recording. They get to see all the flirting, the outtakes, the hot topic conversations that never actually make it on the podcast. And it's really worth that aspect in itself. We have an After Dark where we sit down usually once a week and have a glass of bourbon, or in Peach's case, a glass of wine and a bowl of cheese. And we have a whole lot of fun conversations, karaoke in the Discord. We finish the lyrics. We literally just hang out, and you guys get to hang out with us. There is a host of other perks, including Zoom calls that are coming for the ultimate tier, so that if you guys are having problems, you can talk to us. It also gives you the heads up on private meet and greets, because when we travel, we try to meet up with people on our Discord on a regular basis. There's a whole slew of other perks that come through Patreon. I highly recommend that you check it out.
The best way to support what we are doing is to share the content. The second best way is to check out our Patreon. Thank you guys for being here.
Sky High said we give experiences as gifts. It may not be on the day of the person's birthday or whatever, but I feel that it's the thought that matters. I would much rather have an experience than a gift.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I want the memory of living life way more than I want a physical item sitting in my house. Dark Mistress Alice said, what if your partner's family threatens or disrespects you and your partner just shrugs it off? I'm leaving.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going around family events anymore, and I would not feel safe around that person.
Yeah, there would be a big questioning of what direction this relationship's going in.
Right. As a man, part of the duty of the relationship is to protect.
Yes.
And if you're in a relationship and you're not protecting your person, you're failing as a man.
But that's my mom.
Fuck
your mom.
Right. Your mom should have some respect then.
Yeah.
Your mom needs to know what it is to be a human being and to treat another human being as a recognized soul. You think that because you're an elder or because, you know, somebody's dating your son that you have a leg up over them,
right.
You piece of shit human being. You are a piece of shit human. You are the type of person who would own slaves. I view you're that lady from The Handmaid.
Oh yeah.
That owns fucking people because you view yourself as above them because you got a little bit of power in your life.
Serena Joy looking bitch.
Yeah. I wouldn't tolerate that shit. Any tips on gaining clientele for a business? Depends on what your business is. Chris, you've had a lot of harsh but good analogies today. I don't want to be harsh, guys. I don't want to be somebody that lacks empathy and compassion, but I also don't want people to accept less for themselves. And it pisses me off when I hear people just accepting shitty behavior or being a shitty person when growth is a possibility. I expect more out of me. And because I expect more out of me, you better fucking believe I'm holding everyone around me to a standard. And if you can't meet that standard, you can't be around me. Peach, how can I help with my self-image with how much weight I gained during pregnancy and I cannot lose it postpartum? I'm breastfeeding and I've actually gained weight postpartum. I feel gross. Highest weight I've been.
So you can lose weight postpartum. It takes more effort. With breastfeeding, your body is going to hold on to weight and things differently, especially digesting, because you are producing nutrients for a child. So things that I would be doing while breastfeeding is looking into nutrient-rich foods for breastfeeding, making sure that I am not intaking more than I am expelling calorie-wise, minus what I'm giving while breastfeeding. I'm going to try to be active at least twice a day, go for walks with the kid in the stroller. Depending on how postpartum you are, I would be doing simple body weight exercises, maybe even holding the baby. There's also a lot of changes now. I'm sure you have stretched skin, stretch marks, weight being held differently, and some of those things are not going to go away. So there is a beauty in the change that your body has gone through because you have just accomplished something in life that elevates you to a new status.
Understanding the things that I understand about food now and understanding how fucked up my body is at 44 years old because I didn't take care of it. If I could go back into my 20s, my life would be very different. And I would not allow myself to abuse my body the way that I abuse my body and all of the fake food that we eat and all of that shit. Like I wouldn't have allowed any of that.
Yeah.
Just because you had a baby doesn't mean that you can't lose weight. Just because you're breastfeeding doesn't mean that you can't lose weight.
All right.
You need to be eating real food because all the shit that you eat, you're giving to your baby. So if you're eating poison, you're poisoning your fucking child. And
Don't eat out of boredom or emotion.
Right. And that's the reality of it. Now, I understand that organic food is more expensive than processed garbage, and that can make it harder for people to do. But there are ways that you can eat healthy and you can start doing things. The healthier your body is, the better your milk is for your child. You also got to keep in mind that you're creating antibodies and shit for your kid as well, because the bacteria in their saliva, if there's an infection, your body will produce the antibodies to make sure your kid doesn't get sick.
Yeah.
So you should be taking care of yourself, not just sitting around letting it go. The Muses things, they were talking about the Greek goddesses that helped people.
Oh.
Muses are goddesses who inspire creativity and artistic endeavors.
I love that. Thank you. My goodness. What a compliment.
Yeah. Courtney said, how can you set healthy boundaries with grandparents who treat your kids differently? Example, grandparents seem to love spending time with two kids, however, seem to complain/ignore the other two.
And you see none of them.
I actually disagree with that.
Yeah.
I don't have to like your kids.
You don't have to like them, but if you are very clearly putting them down and making it a point to show disdain towards the children, I don't want you around my kids.
Yeah. I know that you're not supposed to have favorites when it comes to kids, but you will. And as a grandparent, if you've got 4 fucking kids in your house and 2 of them are being little shits, you're not going to want to do for them. You're going to want to do for the kids that are behaving.
Yeah.
So you're right in that aspect. You just don't bring the kids around there. But you have to understand that they're not your kids, or they're not their kids. They're your kids. And they don't have to love your kids the way that you love your kids. And if you're bringing your kids to their house and they're being disruptive and not listening and being little shits, I think that's fair that they're treating them that way. You're not going to come in here and be terrorists and expect to get everything you want. If I will reward good behavior.
I agree with that.
And if that's what that looks like and the other kids are getting unhappy because they're being ignored and not getting toys while the good ones are, well, step your game up.
Right. I agree with that 100-fold.
Yeah. Peach, at one point you said something along the lines of, am I eating because my body needs fuel or because my mouth enjoys the feeling of eating? And that lives rent-free in my brain and I love it. That simple phrase has helped me control what and why I eat. Thank you.
Oh, I love that. You're welcome.
I've gotten really good about looking at my food.
Yeah.
Like every time we real shit other than Five Guys, because we had Five Guys the other night, that's the first time that I finished a meal in weeks. Like, unless it's been a healthy meal, like I get halfway through with it and I don't feel good. I don't want it.
Yeah.
And I think I do believe a lot of that is psychosomatic. Like I'm making myself sick because of the food. But after being in Costa Rica and coming back, like you can tell our food is not real. You can taste all, and it took 2 weeks to get to that point. And when we were at the shop today and I saw Javier in there, we talked about the food in Panama. It's the same thing. The food there is real.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to me how we've gotten so used to eating this shit. I saw something pop up on Facebook yesterday that was talking about Chick-fil-A and how much petroleum-based product is in their food. Antifreeze, like shit that's in like major chemicals. I'll never eat Chick-fil-A again. It's in their French fries.
God,
like,
I love Chick-fil-A. Why do they do that?
Because people are unaware of what they're consuming. We don't know.
Right.
We trust that the FDA is going to give us healthy food options and not feed us poison. The problem is you're allowed in a daily allotment of things before it becomes toxic. The reality is, though, if you're eating fast food 5 times a week and you're drinking soda and you're eating junk at the house, you're way over your daily allotted thing, and they don't take into factor those things.
Yeah.
There should be no reason for any of that shit in our food. Our food should be labeled for what it is. Your sandwich should be chicken, bread, condiment, whatever.
Right.
Not all the bullshit in it. Courtney Ann said, even if all the kids are behaving the same way, my 2 are always treated better due to being mine and the other 2 being my fiance, which I feel is unfair. That's a different conversation. That is a favoritism thing because those other kids aren't theirs. In that situation, I ain't bringing none of the kids.
No.
If the kids are all acting the same and you're isolating 2 because they're mine and the other 2 aren't, you're not a good person. That little baby doesn't deserve that.
Amen.
Had the realization of what's in our food 3 years ago and been homesteading since. That's what we're doing right now. We're getting there. We're getting to the point like we will have an abundance of food on this property in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So, but we've been buying grass-fed, all of our meat. Like when we go to the stores, grass-fed, we buy range, what do they call it? Free range eggs.
Yeah.
Not grass-fed, but free range so that they're antibiotic free and all that shit. The eggs look way different than they do from the fucking store.
I can't remember what it's called, but we're getting chicken breasts that aren't 3 fucking pounds.
No.
We're getting the organic, healthy raised, no antibiotics.
Pasture raised.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. It's crazy too because I feel different. Like when we eat out, I feel like shit the next day.
Yeah.
When we're eating healthy and clean and organic foods, I feel great. And it only takes one meal to disrupt that.
Yeah.
And I know when I eat something that I shouldn't have eaten because I go to sleep afterwards. I get tired almost immediately after I eat something I shouldn't eat.
Really?
Yep. We was at Taco Bell the other day. I ate one of those burritos and napped right afterwards.
I get tired after eating no matter what.
Yeah. Cutting out seed oils will make such a large difference in your life. The only oils we use is extra virgin olive oil. You want to wrap up?
I do. I want to get lunch and then try and take a nap before my nail appointment.
All right. Hope you guys found some value in this. And I hope that I didn't come across as too much of an asshole. That's not my intent.
I don't think you came across as an asshole.
I really want people to just see their worth and reach the potential that they have in themselves.
Yeah.
Anyways, as always, guys, remember you are the author of your own life.
So grab a pen.
And we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.